folks, welcome back to my Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor and this is just a quick Friday reads to let you know what I might be reading over the weekend. It's a might. My reading has been very patchy recently. I've been picking things up, getting a little way into them, putting them down, getting distracted. But I really do need to do some reading because I'm behind on my Hugo reading and I have a month left to read as much as I can. I'm also probably behind on my personal goals. So most of what I'm reading is kind of gauged towards that. So starting with what I'm already in the middle of, I am reading Heroine Complex by Kuhn. She is nominated for the John W. Campbell Award this year. I'm only 122 pages in. It's a novel about the sidekick to a superhero who suddenly has to step into that superhero's shoes even though she really doesn't want to. Yeah, but so it's kind of interesting. I'm not really connecting to the characters too well, which is why it's taking me so long to read it, but I'm hopeful that once I get into it, it'll be quite enjoyable. So that's Heroine Complex by Kuhn. There's a book that I started last night, which is this little one. It's called Dark Emu by Pascoe. It's won a lot of awards in Australia. It's non-fiction. My dad gave it to me for Christmas. And I picked it up because it's not only supposed to be very good and very interesting, and it's also very short, but Bangarra Dance Theatre, which is a dance company that I absolutely adore, they're coming to Canberra soon. I need to get my ticket to their show, but this year's show is called Dark Emu and I believe is inspired by this book. So it's non-fiction and it's basically an argument that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in Australia at colonialism, at colonisation, weren't actually hunter-gatherers as we've always been thought of, but actually had a really complex economic and agricultural system. What he's done, and I've only read the introduction so far, is he's gone back to all these letters and journals written by colonists and reinterpreted what they're actually saying, trying to see through their biases and actually get evidence that there was a really complex system in place for agriculture and for economics before Europeans just destroyed it all. So Dad said it's really good. So I'm hoping I'll pick that up as well. And that will go towards my challenge to read more authors of colour, because the author Bruce Pascoe is, of course, Aboriginal Australian. So there's that. Now this I haven't started yet, but Robots vs. Fairies, edited by Dominik, Parisien and Navah Wolfe. Sorry, I keep dropping things. This is an anthology that I've heard a lot about. I really loved the Starlit Wood anthology. And I'm coming up to a busy period at work, so I'll be listening to a lot of podcasts. And I have a backlog of Fangirl Happy Hour. And Fangirl Happy Hour, I have been reading this and talking about each individual story. So I kind of want to read that before I go any further. Plus, my challenge this year to read more short story collections and anthologies. So I would like to get to this one. And as you can tell, the stories are either robot stories or fairy stories. And of course, there's more Hugo reading to be done. As to what I might get to this weekend, I have one more novella to read, which is The Black Tides of Heaven by J.Y. Yang. So it'd be really good if I could get to that. And I have 4 more of the novelette category to read. So those would also be really good to get to. I've read all the short stories, so I'm never great with the novels. I probably won't pick any of them up. But there's some more I want to get to some of the best series stuff as well if I can. But not this weekend. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to read this weekend. Hopefully I will actually buckle down and get some done. It's kind of ambitious, but progress on anything would be really good. Alright, bye.